Yo, what is up guys, it's Phantom today, and today we have a little bit of a different video. We are going to talk about the gaming awards and the game nominees. Now, there's only two categories. No, we'll focus on three or four. We'll focus on three categories. No, four for four, guys. 4 for 4 from Wendy's. First one being the game of the year category, but that's going to be very last because that's my least expected one and that I actually care about. But the one that I care about are the fighting games, RPG, and strategy sim games that got nominated for game of the year. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I know game of the year did the big popularity contest, and whether you like it or not, maybe your favorite game wins, maybe your favorite game doesn't. It doesn't really matter. It's just a big celebration of gaming, and I like that. We don't get award shows that much for video games, so no matter who wins, it's gonna be awesome just to be at the event, or just to see the event, and just to be a part of it. And I feel like that's the type of mindset you gotta have with it, because guess what? I'm more than likely the game you want probably won't win, and that's okay. Because again, as long as they were nominated, that means that they were somewhat good. And even if they're not nominated for Game of the Year category, they were nominated for another category probably, because we had way too many awesome games this year. I mean, a lot of awesome games this year, and I'm pretty sure some of them didn't even get nominated. I was surprised they didn't get nominated for Game of the Year, because quite frankly, I thought they were going to expand on the category, because there were so many good, like 9 out of 10s and 10s out of 10s, but I digress. It's whatever. So the first one we're going to look at is, of course, the one that I'm known for, which is fighting games, which I'm on the website right now. I'm just very surprised about where they put everything in the placement of the website. So, here it is, best fighting. And I'm going to talk about my experience individually with the game that I have played. So, starting with God of Rock, I couldn't get to play this. It was not on my radar. I thought it was on my radar, but I forgot when it came out and everything. So, I'm not going to judge that game. Mortal Kombat 1. I have a very love-hate relationship with this game. I love the gameplay. It's a very fluid gameplay, very different, but very good. Like, it feels like a faster version of Mortal Kombat X, but with the cameo system in there. And it's a good game for what it is. Of course, there's a lot of things wrong with it. The online could be better with the Wi-Fi filter, and it needs crossplay. And that was adding in these features, but it's taking a while for them to do so, which should have been there. Also, the online community sucks, like terrible. The people there suck. But, also the game needs a lot more features, which I'll admit. I've got on people about oh, well, you got invasion mode. I was like, yeah, the towers mode did it better in Mortal Kombat 11 and 10. But other than that, it was a great game. I can't be mad at Mortal Kombat 1. Is it game of the year or fighting game of the year contender? For me, no. This game was not that great. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2, I only got to play a little bit of this game, and it was fun for what it was. It definitely an improvement over the first game, and I love that. I love that they added a bunch of new characters, voice acting, and even a campaign mode. But it's still very new and fresh, and I don't feel like it's Game of the Year category for me either. Pocket Bravery, I've never heard of this game, so I'm not even going to speak on it. Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 was probably one of the best fighting games to come out in the past few years, especially with all of the modes that it offered, all of the versatility that it offered, the accessibility of the game. Street Fighter 6 is one of the higher rated fighting games that need to be on this list, and it's probably my game of the year, so I'm gonna submit my vote for it. And I'm voting as you're seeing. You guys aren't seeing the screen, you guys are seeing random gameplay, but I am voting as I go. So the next category we're gonna look at is the RPG category, which I'm getting to because again, I was surprised that a certain RPG wasn't nominated, but I understand where they're coming from. It was very controversial RPG, and there's a lot of good ones on this list. So Baldur's Gate 3, I hate to be that guy, but that game is already gonna win Game of the Year. It's already gonna win Game of the Year. But was it a Game of the Year for me? I didn't actually get to play it, and I want to eventually, so I'm not going to talk on it, but I already know it's going to win Game of the Year. It has way too many positive things. My RPG of the year would probably either win this category or not. It's Final Fantasy 16. It's right here. Wonderful game. It's a beautiful game, and I think that it does deserve the category of that. I don't think it deserved the category of Game of the Year, though. It deserved to be nominated, but it did not deserve the category for Game of the Year because it did have its flaws. But it was a deeply beautiful story and a deeply beautiful RPG that offers something new for the Final Fantasy franchise. I don't care, argue with your fucking wall, because it was a great Final Fantasy game and it did amazing things. So for me, yeah, it was RPG of the year for me. Lies of Pi, it was a great game. It was definitely a great RPG, and it was one of my personal favorite games to play in October other than Spider-Man. But I couldn't give it the full thing because it's a difficult game, and it definitely for people of a certain taste. I haven't played Sea of Stars, I don't know what that is. Starfield, I actually got to play this over at my cousin's house, and yeah, this is a great game. This is Bethesda in a bag. It does have its bugs and its moments, but this is a fun ass game. Starfield deserves, well, it deserves Game of the Year for other people, but for me, I only got to play 2 hours of it, and I want to play more. This game makes me want to buy an Xbox. But like, if I have to pick one out of these, I'm picking Final Fantasy 16. It's out of my enjoyment level. It's out of my enjoyment level. Like, I love this game. I have to say, is it going to win that category? Probably not. It's probably not going to win any awards. But at least that it was nominated. The point that it was nominated, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. In the last category, well, not last, but now for strategy sims, we've been playing a lot of that starting in the beginning of the year. And the one that I want to like talk about, because I haven't played a lot of these, I don't know what Company of Heroes is. Cities Skylands I didn't get to play. I never got to play Command Wars, and I wanted to. But Fire Emblem, I enjoyed this game more than I should have. And it's like, I played some of it on stream, I played some of it off stream. One of my favorite RPGs, and I loved every second of it. My God, is this game amazing. Definitely it's a preferred taste. It's a chef's original. It's definitely for the weeaboo type. A weeaboo otaku type that's a little bit too much into anime. As people say, and excuse my language when I say this, language warning. There's niggas that like anime and niggas that's into anime. This is that into anime. The dude that, well, actually, that's what this is for. I'm a little bit of both. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So yeah, this is my strategy sim of the year. Pikmin 4 deserves it though. Pikmin, you gotta win. And I'm giving it to Pikmin. I'm not Pikmin, the Fire Emblem. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is Game of the Year. I already casted my vote. I know it. Listen, I already know Baldur's Gate is going to win. It's going to be Baldur's Gate or Tears of the Kingdom. But I picked Spider-Man. And mainly, Spider-Man has ended up the year of gaming for me. And I love it. And I know they're saying there was already a bunch of cool games like Dwarf Connection and all that stuff that came out. That was cool and all, but I'm like, if I have to pick one last game I want to spend $70 right out the gate for, I'm glad it was Spider-Man. All of these games I have either seen or played, except for Alan Wake 2. I'm not into Alan Wake. But it's like Baldur's Gate, I want to get into eventually. Resident Evil 4 was some of the best gaming experience I've ever had. And my enjoyment level for that game was very high. It's a very close second. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I played this at a cousin's house where we were just taking turns with it. It's fun, but again, I'm not super duper into platformers that are like Mario. But I'm not super into Mario. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I was always a Mega Man kid. I was a Sonic kid. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was really great for an experience to start off the gaming year. Like, for me, considering I had one of my favorite bad games come out, which was Forspoken, and I was like, damn, I hope Tears of the Kingdom ain't bad, because I hyped up Forspoken so much just for it to be shitty. And then Legend of Zelda came out. I was like, nope, we got you, brother. We're gonna give you a good gaming experience. And built it back up. This and Resident Evil 4, it brought my being like, okay, cool. This Resident Evil Sport, and the one game I'm surprised that was not added to this list, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. They could have added 7, and it should have been Star Wars. Star Wars was also something that I was super into, but it didn't get to make it into the list. But it's wild. But getting back into streaming and playing video games again, Spider-Man was one of the best games for me this year. But yeah, those are my categories. Was I content with the categories or the 6 games they chose? Yeah, mainly because a lot of these were popular games that did their thing. Spider-Man did his thing, Resident Evil 4 did their thing, Alan Wake did their thing at the end of the year. Baldur's Gate was a cultural phenomenon that way it forced people to buy another console. So honestly, I can't be mad at the results in the game that they chose. Fighting game wise, we didn't have a lot of games come out. We had Street Fighter and Tekken, and those were the no, Tekken comes out next year, my bad. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, and those were like the 2 big heavy hitting franchises. If Tekken came out, it would have been like a 3-way heavy hitting franchise type of thing. And that's because those 3 games people love. They love everything. I love those games. Tekken is one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm okay with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter being like the only 2 big games, because Pocket Fighters and God of Rock got no hype or buzz to it, and I understand that, but I'm glad they got nominated because these are smaller indie developers. But overall, I can't complain. I'm loving what I see here. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Game of the Year and the game that came out. Yeah, I can't be mad at who were nominated. Would I have replaced something? I would have probably replaced Alan Wake because it came out super late in the year and nobody actually I'm not gonna say nobody knew when it was coming out. It just came out and I was like, oh shit, and everybody bought it. Trust me, the game got sales. It just was like, oh fuck, we gotta get that. I'll probably and second. I wasn't never really into the Alan Wake series, but yeah, would I have replaced it with anything? Probably Star Wars or probably something else, but that's, me being a weird. That's my phone going off, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you guys watch the Gaming Awards. Let your heart be your guiding key. Peace out.